congrats to Quinnipiac. They were awesome. They really were. They made shots. They executed. Monroe was the best player on the floor. They made big shot after big shot. You have to commend them for answering every bell, every shot that we gave them. When we finally started playing with a little bit of energy in the second half, and I think we got it to 2, they made big shot after big shot. They played with a ton of confidence, especially after the first 10, 12 minutes of the game. And they outdid everything from us tonight. Outcoached us, outprepared, outplayed. And so I always want to give them the proper credit. With that being said, I'm really disappointed in us. And it starts with me, but really disappointed with our effort, attention to detail, just everything. We did not play, we were not worthy of winning this evening. And it started in shoot around, and it carried over. And it's a painful lesson, but it's something we have to learn from. Our team is young and inexperienced, and all of that showed. Our immaturity, our understanding of how important every game, every moment, every practice is. And it's disappointing, especially coming off of a loss. The last time we came off of a loss, we had a really outstanding performance. This time after a loss, we did not. I thought we had an okay practice yesterday. There wasn't anything in practice. I thought we had an okay practice, but it did not translate anything that we talked about doing. It didn't translate to the court today.
Questions for the student athletes?
Roman and Barry, what made them so, so efficient from three-point range, just offensively, throughout the game? Especially, what did you guys see from them offensively?
I think it was just, we had this guy, we knew what we had to do, and we didn't follow through. It's as simple as that. Could have got up and in. We should have found ways to dig ourselves out of the hole and then stay up, but we couldn't. So at the end of the day, it comes down to scout and dialing in on that.
They did everything what we were supposed to do, being a team, being connected. They played with energy. He was getting all the loose balls. And I feel like that's the reason why we lost. We didn't do what we were supposed to do. We didn't play fast. We didn't play physical. We didn't play connected. If we do that, we'll be a great team. But tonight it didn't show.
Do you have a thought on why it wasn't there?
Like Coach said, experience and maturity. We came off a loss and we came back and we responded, but we didn't. We gotta have some consistency on both ends. In practice, coming to the games, gotta be consistent. We gotta have consistent energy. We have to love to play this game. This is important to us. Some guys, it's our last year. Some guys are new, but we gotta be a team, and we gotta be ready to play each and every day.
Barry and Roman, what makes Monroe so difficult to defend against?
He a 3-level scorer. It was cooking tonight. It's as simple as that. I can't really put it we're gonna be better on defense. It's not anything against him or what he was doing spectacular. We just couldn't guard tonight. That's it.
To give him credit, like I said, he played on both ends of the floor. Played with energy, played with his team, played connected. And you can see shots fall from him, and really good player.
Roman, you got going there in the second half. What was driving you in that part of the game? You driving down the board, getting some easy buckets. Did you take the different demeanor when you were in the second half, or did you just take what was given to you?
Just stepping on, being ready. Previous games, second half, I sort of taking my foot off the pedal. So I wanted to come in this game and try and be consistent throughout the whole game. That's it.
Barry, I know it's super fresh, but just how do you guys learn from this? How do you move on from a loss like this?
We gotta take accountability. The coaching staff did a great job with prep. It's on us. We gotta come in there, come with energy. The coach tells us each and every day, it's gotta be the most important thing. We got school, our religion, things like that. But we gotta come as a team. We gotta come with energy. We gotta understand that we can't be taking this for granted. And I think today we took it for granted.
All right. Thank you, guys. Questions for Coach?
Some of the energy, do you feel like that carried over from the second half of the last game? Did you notice that in the second half of the last game? You feel
No,
like it carried over?
I thought the second half of the last game, I don't think we had any carryover from there. The thing we did have carryover is our inability to defend. I think in the second half against UCF, I think they shot 63%, and this team shot 68% in the first half today. So that carried over. Our inability and lack of being able to guard the basketball, being in gaps early, helping each other, all of those things. But I didn't think the game against Central Florida that we lacked energy. I just thought our effort today was not anywhere close to how it's been in any of the games that we've played. And we had longer spells today where we didn't play with the necessary energy. And then they made every shot. They were in an incredible rhythm. They didn't feel us, whether it was pull-ups, whether it was, they had a guy that I think's made 1 3 all year, that he made 3 tonight. I mean, so it's just that they just got going, and our inability to defend and get stops, timely rebounds. You look at the stat sheet and you say we won the rebound battle, but it was a huge play when they got like 5 chances in the second half when we had kind of cut the run and had a little bit of momentum, and we don't grab the ball. There's a loose ball. They have a guy diving forward. We're bending down. There's a play where we have a chance to get a steal, and again, our foot's out of bounds when we grab the ball. I'm not even sure we grabbed the ball at that moment. And so it's just all of those things. Like our guards have to play better. Those 3 guys, Minor, Andrewsitis, and Witherspoon, they got to play better. And we have to play better. All of us have to play better, and we have to coach better. We have to prepare them better. So it was not good tonight. But again, it's early. We'll learn from it, and hopefully we get better from it.
Do you think things were clicking on offense enough? It was just the defense?
No, nothing was clicking. Nothing was clicking this evening. Nothing. I mean, we shot 38% in the first half. Nothing was clicking. But for us, when we have defended well is when we've played better offense. We didn't play with any force on either side of the basketball tonight. And when we don't play with force defensively, that normally carries over to our offense. And, they had 9 steals. We talked to them about they average 9. They need those steals to get out in transition. When they go to different lineups, when they take 12 out and they're smaller, they're switching everything. We talked about being sure with our passes because they jump out trying to steal. They jumped out and they got steals. Monroe, in the top 10 in the country in steals, averaging 3.4 steals a game, has 4 steals. And so we just have to do a better job of being consistent with our preparation and the attention to detail and the game plan and understanding all of those things.
When you guys were able to cut it to a 2-point deficit, it really was on the back of Roman. I mean, what did you see from him, especially after halftime?
Well, he was able to get to the basket. He got a couple steals and got out in transition. He was able to get to the, like I said, on drives. We ran a couple of things to kind of get him, where he could get to the basket, and he was able to finish. I thought during that stretch, he played with force. He got tired, take him out. When we got it to 2, we had a couple of chances to tie it or take the lead with 3s. And I thought if we could have gotten there, maybe it would have put a little bit of pressure on them. But give them credit, man, because they sustained that. And then they made huge shots and big plays. So give their guys credit for that, because they made the necessary plays.
In all 3 of your losses, West Virginia, UCF, and this one, the teams have had big runs against you at times. You've been in the halftime and today with the 16-2 in that first half. What are the ways that you're trying to figure out how to prevent that from happening and keep your team in the game and not let things spiral and get worse?
Got to play better defense. Got to play with force. Like I said, if we do it on defense, it normally carries over to offense for us, for this team. When we do not do it on defense, when we're not guarding the basketball, when we're not in the gap early, when we're not talking to the ball, when our ball screen defense is not at the level that it needs to be, from what I've seen from my team so far this year, then that normally translates to us being soft, slow, and not smart offensively.
Right.
And if you look at all three of those games when those runs happened, a big part of it was our inability to get stops, get rebounds, guard the basketball. You know, they got to paint. This team hit mid-range, paint, threes. They were averaging 7 made threes a game. I think maybe 7.6, maybe the exact number. They had 11. I think they had 8 in the first half, 6 in the first half, 6 for 9. So they were just in an incredible rhythm. Give them credit, but also we didn't do anything. We didn't play with the necessary force to take them out of that rhythm.
Is that stuff you can like coach up over time, or
I
is that
hope
just
so.
an effort level?
I hope so. We're going to try to, just like we do every day. Obviously, you know, what we've done here the past couple of games has not worked. So whatever changes may need to happen or some tweaks or things that we need to do, that's something we'll get together as a coaching staff and figure out. But we got to get to work, and you know, it's my job to figure it out.
Jeff, you mentioned the energy earlier. I know Makari Moore only played 7 minutes and had 4 fouls, but it felt like he had a decent amount of energy. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, he did some good things. And Mac's a good player. You know, he was able to knock a couple of basketballs away. He got in the passing lane. You know, we collectively as a group have to be able to defend without fouling, understand the team fouls and those things like that. We haven't done a good job of that, of understanding in the moment. You know, when we tell them, hey, we have 6, can't foul, and we'll foul 94 feet away from the basket or 40 feet away from the basket, or guys driving, and instead of us walling up, we reach. Like, those are the things that we have to be able to get past. But Mac did some solid stuff for us tonight, and we're going to need him going forward.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Jeff.